Now, I don't know about y'all, but to me, it sure seems like life and reality just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I mean, we're starting off 2025 with LA on fire in an apocalyptic scene, and we're about to transition the most powerful position on earth from a corpse to a felon. But we're not here to debate politics or talk about culture war BS. Y'all get plenty of that elsewhere. Here, let's keep it metal like we love to do. We're talking the weirdest and most absurd moments in metal in the year 2024 on episode 201 of Heavy Metal Philosophy. Welcome, metalheads. I'm the host of Heavy Metal Philosophy and writer for Metal Digest, Jon Barbas. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode for this week's riff of the week. All right, for this first story, it's been almost a full year since this happened, and I still can't believe it. In February 2024, the hardcore band Lerona released a statement saying that they had fired their lead singer for allegedly dosing their bandmate's workout supplement with estrogen. And why did he do this? Well, allegedly, it was a plot, a scheme to make his bandmate seem less manly in comparison to him so that he could swoop in and steal that dude's girlfriend. Because nothing says hardcore like the need to feminize somebody else in order for you to look manly. Every band I've ever been in, it was a group of friends. I just don't understand being in a band with somebody that you hold that much malice for. But strange things happen in the post-pandemic world. Also in February, Slipknot announced they made it official that Eloy Casagrande would be their new drummer. Now, in 2023, the band got a lot of flack for firing Jay Weinberg because Jay Weinberg had been embraced by the fan community, which is a huge feat. It's amazing because he had the impossible task of replacing the beloved Joey Jordison. And after all that anger and all that controversy, it seemed to me like the community saw Eloy's first performance with the band and they went, I get it. Then, this past summer, one of the most monumental moments in all of metal history happened right in front of our eyes. We witnessed history. Gojira performed at the opening ceremony of the Olympics. And I was simply amazed that the Olympic Committee would choose Gojira and not some safe legacy act. I mean, I wouldn't expect extreme metal at all, period. But then they also chose a band that's in their prime. But even more amazing than that is it was an unabashedly metal performance. It wasn't tame at all. It wasn't, we'll get Zakk Wylde to play the national anthem on guitar. It wasn't, we'll get some metal figure to play tame music. It was brutal. It had beheaded figures and fire and blood. And I'm just really glad we got a bright spot to celebrate last year. It was so nice for world events to make me smile for a change. A light amidst all the doom and gloom. Then in August, Ronnie Radke announced that he was suing Anthony Fantano for defamation. And I don't really know how I feel about this one, because on the one hand, I don't think people should be able to make content about other people and just say anything they want without consequences. But on the other hand, it's a real bad look for some big rock star to be suing critics. Oh, Ronnie, did the YouTuber hurt you? Then in September, Linkin Park made a huge but controversial comeback. Now, I'm not one of these people that thinks Linkin Park should just never make music again. That seems like hell to me, and I definitely empathize with the band for wanting to continue on. I like Mike Shinoda. I'm a fan. But it was a strange move to make Chester's replacement a Scientologist. You know, the guy who had a fatal case of depression being replaced by an important figure from a church that claims that depression isn't real. That's an odd choice. Now this one, I don't know if we should call it weird. I mean, it is weird, but it's also the most unsurprising story of 2024 when every member of As I Lay Dying, not named Tim Lambesis, quit the band. Now, to say that this band has a tumultuous history would be an understatement, so any controversy they get in should be expected. But the statements the band members released were wild. Each one of them individually had something a little bit different to say, but all of them said something to the effect of feeling unsafe and or having their moral compass challenged. To which I just gotta ask, if you knew beforehand, prior to joining this band, that the lead singer, the front person, the mastermind behind it, at one point in time went to prison for attempting to hire a hitman to kill his then wife. And at that point in time, when you joined this band, you felt safe enough and your morals were okay. I just gotta ask, what the fuck happened after that made you feel immoral and unsafe? Now for this next story, I just have to ask, are metalcore bands okay? Because we started this episode talking about a hardcore band dropping trans roofies on their bandmates. And here we just talked about spouse-aside supporters feeling unsafe. And now in November, we have the lead singer of Annalynn admitting that he lied about having cancer in order to steal money from their fans. You know, it's hard to measure which one of these bands' sins is the worst. I mean, how do you quantify evil? But if we were to make an attempt, this seems like it would be near the top of the list. After the singer told everyone that he had cancer, his bandmates not only set up a GoFundMe to help him, but they also made special t-shirts to sell in order to raise money for him. And then much later, he admitted that he used the money to pay off personal debts. So not only did he steal from their fans, but he also ruined his bandmates' reputation for life. And speaking of people taking a reputation hit, we closed the year with the retirement of McKenty, the punk rock MBA. Now, he's always been controversial, but I didn't see this one coming. He could have just ridden off into the sunset, but he had to drop one last hot take on us. Making an appearance on the Jesse Elite podcast, he was asked why he hadn't uploaded to YouTube in so long, to which he replied, quote, "I'm not interested in music. I was just in it for the money."
I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money and I hit my financial goals.
Now, of course, people that hate him are going to hate him no matter what, but damn, in the rock and metal world, that is the ultimate sin. And he's a smart guy. I think he knew that. So what I think happened is he started a new business. He arrived on the shore of this new profitable world and he looked behind him and he burned the boats. I wrote a column for Metal Digest that goes more in depth into that mindset. Links in the description to all my writings. What a year, right? It was so weird, but why? Why is it so weird? And why does it seem to be getting weirder around here? Well, I have a theory about that. Of course, we all know about simulation theory, but no one ever talks about why we might be simulated. For what purpose would some higher intelligence have to create the simulation that we inhabit? What if thousands of years into the future, on some alien planet, there's a kid in his parents' basement playing some quantum computed version of The Sims. And in this game, there's a bunch of sliders, parameters that affect the nature of the reality of the simulation. I think that kid is cranking the absurdity slider just to see what we'll do next. That's right, y'all. God is a gamer. And that's why The Simpsons and Idiocracy seem like prophecy, because all good video games have a healthy dose of foreshadowing. And that was only a small sample of the weirdest moments of last year. What about Knocked Loose playing on Jimmy Kimmel? Or what about Morbid Angel dropping off of a tour to be replaced by I Am Morbid? What about the not shocking at all revelation that Dave Grohl gets laid? What were some of the crazy stories that gave you a chuckle last year? Let me know in the comments, but most importantly, read philosophy, listen to metal. I